We always criticize our beloved America, especially claiming that it's a dangerous, backward, and almost barbaric place. But if I tell you that Sweden is right behind it, well, no one says anything about that. The country of ABBA and IKEA, Volvo cars, and the blonde beauties of your dreams turns out to be the second most explosive country on the planet, without even being involved in a war. From here on out, euphemisms and equivalents will be our friends. The reason? You can probably imagine. Sweden doesn't just stand out because of these explosions of love. On top of that, it's the EU country with the most active and ruthless, dangerous individuals. But about this, a deep and penetrating silence, the media says little or nothing. In a report published by Euronews, a modern and confused young man shares that in Malmö, Sweden's third largest city after Stockholm and Gothenburg, he gets paid around 3,000 kronor for opening a door privately, and for taking a life, the rate jumps to 100,000 kronor. However, in Stockholm, the Swedish capital, the pay is considerably lower. The thing is, Malmö is more expensive because there are more important people, and there's the risk of cheerful revenge. Do not be bad thought, you who work every day without hurting anyone. Do not fall into the trap of being prejudiced with these beautiful beings of light. The same boy clarifies that he has never snatched a soul, has only caused harm to many, and so ends the story, a young member of a group of confused and misunderstood. Lately, the number of young individuals suspected of taking jobs to abruptly take lives has quadrupled, especially since they can't be held criminally responsible. The big players find it easy to manipulate them with money, for instance by gifting them clothes and becoming their friends. Predators with dark and sinister intentions in search of ladies is another fairly common practice in contemporary Sweden. In 2023, convictions for this doubled. Sweden is an open, understanding and inclusive country, which is why it has certain areas that are prohibited or not recommended for Western women. Rachel is the fictitious name of a young woman who experienced an encounter with one of these predators. The location, a district of Stockholm, where non-Muslim women are more likely to experience these predators. The Swedish woman herself recounts that the young men believe this is the way to behave towards those who don't wear a veil.
We no longer go out on the streets after dusk. I've lived here for the last 25 years, and the situation gets worse every day.
A few days ago, the country experienced a sort of live-action Western movie scene in the city. In fact, it was the worst event in its history, claiming 10 lives, including the one responsible for this madness. At the moment, authorities haven't clarified whether the perpetrator was a national or a foreigner, whether by comparison or my own imagination. When they withhold the nationality of the culprit, it's usually because they're not a national. Sweden has had a reputation since World War II for being an open country to immigrants and developing tolerant and open social policies. However, as the saying goes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. What they didn't take into account is that there are different categories and compatibilities among immigrants themselves. The slow cultural adaptation of new communities, especially those with a strong allergy and intolerance to ham, has caused some pretty hefty problems. Above all, it has made life more difficult for native Swedes. To address the labour shortage and maintain economic growth, Sweden turned to immigration. It took quite a while for them to realise that the cure ended up being much worse than the disease. The country recently toughened its immigration processes and even started offering money to encourage many to return. But as we all know, it's already too late, and it will be very difficult to rid themselves of these cheerful characters and the challenges they bring. Thanks for sticking around. If you liked the video, just give us a like. We'll be seeing you in this content I've left here, or in just a few days in a new video. And if you come to Sweden, please behave, as the locals already have enough problems. Bye.